All right, so the next one is the power rule. And this is what some of the students were using to evaluate the derivative of our last example. And again, I'll kind of actually reiterate that when we go ahead and take a look at after we're kind of finished with this. But the purpose of this video is obviously to go over some examples of the derivative that are going to be a little bit more complicated than just dealing with polynomials. So we want to start talking about radicals as well as rational to evaluate the derivative. So first of all, and actually I'm going to steal something from somebody I remember. I still remember even in college working in the tutor lab, someone was helping somebody with the power rule. And I remember she always said, basically, you bring it down and you shake it down, which basically means you have your power, you bring it down as a product, and then shaking it down basically means to subtract by 1. So if you see here in this case, we're going to take the 3, we're going to bring it down. So therefore, we now have 3x. And then the shaking it down basically reminds us to take 3 and subtract it from 1, which gives us 2. So it's just a little clever way of just kind of remembering this. But obviously, we're going to be doing so many of these. I'm pretty sure they'll be pretty, you'll be pretty good at it, that hopefully you won't need to have to keep on remembering that little rule. But when you're getting started, that might be something to be useful as far as the bring it down, shake it down. You can get through this. All right, so now we have two examples of something that we haven't really discussed as much. So we need to kind of go back and remember a little bit of our algebra skills. So this power rule works when we have a power. Well, in this case, we don't have powers written up there. So what we need to do is simplify our expression. So therefore, we can identify what the power is of the exponent. So if you guys remember, the rules of rational powers typically state that if we have the cube root of x to the first power, oops, I'm sorry. Let's do, well, actually, yeah. So therefore, I can rewrite this as x to the 1 over 3. And that rule, n over square root of x to the